I have a man pussy.
Oh, lovely. Let's see that.
No.
So, so you're asking about the average age of the household.
Yeah, who lives here?
It's me and Hamish, and then below us there's a guy who's Ed is his
Edwin.
name. His name's Ed Venus, and he's like an alcoholic, ex-alcoholic chef or something.
Ex-alcoholic.
When you say ex-alcoholic, you mean he doesn't drink?
Oh, he doesn't drink.
But he's
yeah.
high-strung and uncomfortable to be around?
Right, yeah, he's got all the characteristics.
He's not high
of it.
strung. He's pretty. He's odd, but he's not high strung.
He's not high strung. Alcoholic should have, because you never really, you know what I mean? You're always an alcoholic. That's my understanding of
I don't know.
alcoholism.
Are you a...
You're always in
No,
recovery.
I don't know. I guess so. That's what those people say. The
Yeah.
thing is, I don't drink. And
Really?
I went to AA for years.
Oh wow.
And I would not still, like... They love to just talk about it forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so tedious.
For
Do you know
sure.
why they like it? Because it means that the problem was the alcohol.
Right. Yeah.
They're
yeah.
like, oh, that bloody drink will get you. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
maybe you're also annoying.
Yes, yeah. Or
Maybe you're just a bit annoying as
Yeah.
maybe you can accept, like, there's no level, there's no, like, self-acceptance. You're always working on yourself when you're
Right.
in recovery.
I was that miserable I was that annoying person though when I stopped drinking for a few months. I was like to all my mates, like, you gotta stop.
A few months.
It's
I was that
fucking-
for 10 years. And then eventually I was like, what the fuck? Just because you're fucking crazy
Right.
doesn't mean all these other people can't party.
Right. When did you stop then?
I stopped in 2014, maybe.
Fuck, so 11 years.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
good going.
So a lot of people count, right? They're really. Are you drink? You drink?
Yeah. I don't. No. I don't.
Not that
yeah.
I. You know.
No.
you
Yeah. I
have-
do a little bit, but I'm not. Don't have a drink.
Are you
problem.
sure?
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Are you?
When
Are
you
you
get
really?
when you get into like some sort of a situation where there's aggression involved, Hamish is like, I need a fucking drink.
Oh yeah.
To
But
like fucking bring him
that's
down
how you.
to fucking.
That's how you bring your anger down.
Yeah.
That's good
if
though,
it's
because
healthy.
drinking makes me angrier.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's a good sign of someone who probably can regulate their own emotions.
But I wish I had that. I wish I was able to.
No, man,
Fucking no.
not me. I mean, I'm sorry.
What kind of angry though when you're drunk? Like fucking.
I don't know.
like-
It depends on the day. I don't.
Right,
I
right.
barely like vague. It's so vague. Also,
Yeah.
when I say I'm like that was me in my 20s. I don't know
Right.
what I'm like now.
Yeah. True.
Right.
I'm
yeah,
not trying
yeah.
again. I'm not going to be like, let's get back to it.
Yeah, maybe I'm better at it.
Yeah.
Might just
How-
get
They should
sleepy.
have like a place you can go to just try out drinking again as an alcoholic, where you're supervised. Like,
There's a supervised.
it's like, you know, those break
dipping your
rooms.
toe
but
back
it's
into
like
the
it's like
pool.
a drink room.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed out till you're sober.
Where you get like a bat and you smash up TVs and stuff.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to see how you're going, like, see what you're like back on the booze.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think I'd need a week. If I was drinking just for one.
Also, we're talking about drinking here. Listen, like, I quit everything, and alcohol is like the 10th thing I'd want to go back to.
Yeah.
Oh really? What's number one?
Coke,
Nice.
Oh yeah.
weed. I miss weed.
Oh,
Coke,
yeah.
weed,
Yeah.
MDMA. I'd be doing that in the morning.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about that come down though? The MDMA.
If you never come down, if you never
You
stop
just
doing
never
MDMA,
come
you
down,
don't
baby.
come
But
down.
I mean, the best thing,
Yeah.
the come
Just-
down. That's what weed's for.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
There's
I was
always
never
another drug you can do.
I was never smart with come downs. Like I would just like feel awful. I never consciously thought I should do something to feel better right now.
Oh
Right.
really?
No.
Yeah. But the come down, I found with MDMA at least, the first few times I took it, there was no come down, and I was like, where
Oh,
has
of
this
course.
been my whole life? Why don't they just give this to everyone who's going through a little bit of a bad time? And then around the 5th or 6th time, it was like, oh shit! I don't know what it is. The first few times it's fine.
You
And
get a
then
few free passes.
You get a few free passes. That sucks
Yeah.
you in a little bit.
My
And all of a sudden-
my last go was very dramatic. I was in Geneva, Switzerland, and I got really drunk, and then the audience just started giving me Coke, and then I went to another bar, and then there was an old man with speed, and I was snorting speed, and then I just started to like black out, and then I'll say this, if you go and try to have a threesome with prostitutes,
Yeah.
don't give them your debit card.
Yeah.
Because they'll put it in a debit machine and
Yeah.
they try to get you to put your PIN number in,
Right.
and then they'll steal £3,000 from you.
Fuck.
But if you do that, make sure you're with Nationwide. They're a great bank.
Well, they'll pay you.
Nice.
But
They'll
they're
give
like,
you the money back, including the money you took it to buy the prostitutes in the first place.
They're like,
Fuck
listen,
yeah.
we've all been there, Bobby. We'll fucking help you. But so these were like prostitutes in Switzerland. So these
Yeah.
are not cheap. Brazzers in Switzerland are probably not cheap. Nothing is cheap.
I mean, I didn't pay £3,000. You know, I paid a much lower amount, and then they drugged me.
Right.
I left that part out. They drugged me
with love.
With I think what is the date rape drug called again?
Rohypnol.
Well, yeah. That was on the tip of your tongues.
Wow.
Rohypnol?
It's on the tip of your tongue tonight.
Yeah. It's in your water.
Yeah. Great. This water's cold. This podcast I'm doing. It's a podcast that's never released. It's just the way
you bring your debit card?
Yeah.
How you rape slightly more successful comedians.
And you'll never be released either.
Yeah. To live behind that fucking filthy mattress. Why do you have a second mattress in your room?
That was for homeless
That's
George.
for the filth. That's where he puts all his filth.
That's where I put all the filth.
Homeless George.
Behind that, if I pull that mattress away, there's a hole in the wall. And it's all the past guests' bodies are just
okay.
They're just in the wall.
Good.
So
I look forward to being thrown. I think about mass graves a lot. The idea of being thrown into one would be kind of serendipitous.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Yeah, it's nice to throw into a mass grave if you're still alive.
A mass grave in a guy's wall.
Yeah. This is the lamp shades are made out of skin as well. Yeah, that's Mike Rice's skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Mike. Yeah. Never even got to play Vicker Street.
No. Yeah, no. So yeah, these hookers in Switzerland. What happened?
Well, I thought they offered me a beer, and I was like, man, these ladies are nice.
Yeah.
I've given them money. They give me a beer, but the beer was laced with Rohypnol.
Oh,
and then I blacked out for 13 hours, and I woke up walking in the middle of the road.
You woke up skiing.
Wow.
Yeah, I woke up, and I just like came online in the middle of the road at 1 p.m. the next day.
Fuck.
And was like, whoa! And then I was like, you know what? I think the party is over.
Yeah.
Right. That's the rock bottom.
Yeah, I guess. No, there was many before that.
Right.
I just didn't take the cue.
Right. Okay. So that was the last time you did anything, or just coke?
That was the last time I did anything. Yeah.
Right.
Did you try to seek revenge? Did you go looking for these prostitutes? I would have.
No, I just I kind of respected them.
Oh,
respect the hustle.
Yeah, I respected the hustle, and I also thought, you know what, I fucking probably kind of deserved that.
Right. Okay.
Just be like, I want to threesome with you guys, and they're like, we don't want to fuck you. We want your money.
We want to fuck you, but not in the way you.
Yeah, we had
to.
different wants that evening. They wanted all of my money, and I wanted all of their body, and they won.
So did you get any sex out of it whatsoever?
Not that I remember.
Right.
I don't think much was going on really.
Their pimp could have came in and had his wicked way.
I don't know if there was a pimp. I don't think they needed. They definitely did not need a pimp to handle me.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fuck. And they were at the show, were they?
No. I seeked them out.
Nice. There's a lot of comedy festivals and stuff in Switzerland, isn't there? Like you can go.
Yeah.
Is it Altitude?
Wait. Now I feel like I'm vulnerable. What did you do? Why you quit drinking?
Why did I quit drinking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll talk about it. I stopped at 20.
Me too, actually. I stopped 20 to 27.
Oh, similar to me. I stopped 20 to 25.
Yeah.
And then went back on it at 25 for like a year.
Yeah.
And it was just the worst year of my life.
I'm very, very similar.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, this is why I quit.
Yes. Yeah. But that year was pretty. I mean, it was nice to. Because I just didn't have a social life in 2025. Because I was like, I'm not drinking, so I didn't go to bars or nightclubs or anything.
Yeah.
So for like a year, it was like, oh, I get to do this shit again.
And then did you start comedy when you started drinking again?
No, when I gave up drinking in the second. That's when I started.
Yeah.
To fill the void, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't drink now doing stand up because I'd be drinking every night, like you know. So, but were you drinking when you were doing?
Not really. I was never. I'm not good. I'm not funny drunk.
Yeah,
I'm not. Some people are. Some people are funny or drunk. I'm not funny drunk. I'm not interesting.
You're right. You wouldn't be sharp. I wouldn't be like. Yeah.
I start to suck after 1 pint. Like, I start forgetting words.
You can say that again.
Oh, easy.
No, I don't suck. Like.
Oh, right.
Just start sucking dick. But no, I'd be worried if I was on stage and I was drunk. I would say something.
The M word.
I'm already less. Yeah. I'm already liable to fucking say something insane. But I feel like if I had a few drinks in me, it would just be like.
I always envy the Tourette's people because they can say anything.
Yeah.
And people go, it's just Tourette's. But it's like, well, I have anger Tourette's where I say a bunch of things I don't mean when I'm angry.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't get a pass. You don't get a hall pass on that.
Some disabilities are invisible.
Yeah, my disability is very confusing mental illness. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone who's close to me.
Right. Well, yeah, the Tourette's I guess if you're ever caught saying
they can say the slurs. And
they can say all the slurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it never nice things that people with Tourette's shout like?
I think they do. They just those people don't get the same press.
Yeah, they don't get.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They don't get TV shows about.
Yeah,
them.
they're not fun to be. They're just like balloons.
Sometimes it's just a weird tick.
Hmm?
Like it manifests in a lot of ways. Sometimes it's just like,
a lot of it's physical ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
they just do that. Like they'll just randomly start doing
Right.
noises.
I think I've got ticks, but just on my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I really thought I had bed bugs there for a minute, but
I don't think bugs would want to live here. I think you're really. Those are some low self-esteem bed bugs.
if they were, I'd be fucking asking them for rent. Let me tell you. But so I drank for 20. But I started drinking that.
We had very similar lives.
When did you start drinking then?
I don't know. I wasn't one of those people that started when I was like 11. I started drinking at like 14. 14.
Yeah,
I started
13, 14. I think. Yeah. I think I smoked. What you call it? Salvia? Is that?
I don't know. I never did salvia.
Yeah, salvia. I think I smoked that when I was like 13.
How'd that
and
go?
we had things called head shops in Ireland where they were just like these like cool like hippie. They'd sell like tie-dye shirts, but they'd also sell like fucking like bath salts. But it's like, oh, these are for your bath. And then like head shop salvia. And we used to stand outside and get people to go in and like buy us salvia, who were probably pedophiles when you think about it. Like who's gonna buy kids drugs, you know?
Yeah, and they're
I think cool
they're
people that
salivating.
want new friends.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean that as being like, if a kid, when I am older, because you get a lot of people being like, no, don't fucking. And then as a kid, I was like, when I'm older, I'm gonna be the coolest guy ever, and I'm gonna buy all of the kids alcohol. And then when you get older, you're like, no, that's not that is not a good look.
How old were you when you had that thought?
It's a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
No, when I
grow up.
Funny.
Yeah, when I was 15, 16.
That's funny.
All these adults are losers. They're fucking not fun. Get us kids. Yeah, then now it's just like, that's probably one of the most embarrassing things you could get caught for. Apart from maybe actually fucking a kid.
Who are the guys getting caught? I guess, you're right. They are.
Well, because it kind of looks like you're either trying to look cool to a kid is almost as embarrassing as fucking one.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because it's like, why were you...
Yeah, stop trying to impress children.
Exactly, yeah. You're like, hey, I'm cool. But I remember one time we call it fishing in Ireland. You'd stand out, and we asked this like junkie, like homeless guy to go in. And he went in and he walked back out, and he obviously just took our money, went in, did a lap, and came back out. And he was like, "Hey, they took the money. They said they saw us on the cameras. They just took the money." And then he just fucking walked away, and he obviously just was just like, "Fuck these kids. I'm gonna keep this fucking money."
Yeah.
But then sometimes you could bargain with them and be like, "You get yourself." You get us drink. You get a can for yourself.
You learn how the world. It's a good way to learn how the world works.
It is. Yeah. It's the school of hard knocks, I guess. But so I was drinking 13, 14, I guess, and then. But I think I did enough. I packed enough in.
My worst. Well, I was told that was my problem, so I quit drinking and doing drugs.
Right.
And then I just went fucking insane.
Right.
So it turns out I was drinking and doing drugs for a great reason.
Right.
I was self-medicating.
Right, okay.
There was no medicine given to me
right
away, right?
Yeah.
So I was running around roundabouts screaming,
right,
thinking everyone was conspiring against me.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to think there was at least
times.
one person that happened to where they were actually right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People were conspiring against them, you know? I'm not trying to trigger anything here. You know what I mean? You know, like,
maybe they were.
Yeah, maybe they were the whole time. But like, what were you like?
But then I spent that was 2014. Then I spent the last 11 years being like, what is wrong with me, right?
Right.
So I went through all these iterations of therapy, AA, meditation, everything you can think to do. I took all these pills.
Yeah.
I did all the things. I never really felt better.
Yeah.
This is insane, okay? Never. I just, like, every day I'd wake up and be like, life still feels like it's fucking crushing me.
Yes.
No matter what's happening financially or career-wise or life-wise. I have a kid, you know, like, life always just felt hard.
Yeah.
Then, like, a few weeks ago, I had a bereavement in my family,
right.
So I was sad. And I had this baseline for how I should feel. I'm like, I should feel sad. And, first week I'm sad. I'm like, that makes sense, right? And then the second week I'm sadder. But everyone's like, grief comes in waves. I'm like, well, I guess this is a big wave. Okay.
Grab
By
the
the
surfboard.
Yeah, but woo.
Yeah,
By the
cowabunga.
weekend, I'm lying in bed, paralytically sad. I can't move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this seems a bit much because I'm talking to like other people in my family and they're not lying in bed, unable to move.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Next day I wake up, feel good. Not even do I feel good. If I think about anything, I don't feel sad. I can't feel sadness.
Right. It's extremes. Is that
I
what you're
wake up
saying?
the next day.
Yeah.
Not only do I feel good, I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. I feel like I'm high on cocaine.
Right.
Then I realize, it's like 3 weeks ago, I'm like, 39 years old. I'm like, I have fucking bipolar disorder.
Right.
But it took me that long
yeah.
to figure it all out.
Right.
And then this is like so recent. So a few weeks ago, I'm like, okay, I got a psychiatrist immediately. I knew what it was. Got a diagnosis so I could get pills. Because I'm like, you can't think your way out of it. I just haven't taken the right medication.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no like thinking you out of brain chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So the pills are all 50-50 for bipolar. There's no like definite, this is the one. You just have to try it and hope.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't make you better, it'll probably make you worse.
Wow.
Maybe not, but the one I took, it definitely stopped the ups. And for a couple weeks.
Right, that's the good part.
It's not good. It's not.
No.
It's kind of like just uncomfortable.
Manic.
And then you end up
yeah.
doing it. It's called hypnomania in bipolar 2. It's mania is when you are bipolar 1 and you have psychosis. We have delusions.
Right, okay.
I don't actually have delusions.
Right.
Maybe delusions of grandeur slightly.
Right, yeah.
But like not like
me too,
actual
yeah.
hallucinations.
Right.
Yeah, looking at your room, you'd have to have some level of delusion to You have to have levels
think
of
that life
delusion
is worth living.
to speak confidently.
Yes, yeah.
Because
yeah.
your room's the same as my room.
Yeah.
And we both wake up every day being like, I'm one of the smartest people I know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, it's like how...
I wake up every morning and manage to convince myself things are going well.
Yeah. I'm the exact same way. So I'm like, we're delusional people, but
Right.
I don't... So anyways, I get this pill. I take the pill. Now, I do feel better, but I can't, like, feel my emotions. That's not really what's supposed to happen. I didn't know that because no one had explained it to me. And then over the course of the next few days, my arms stop moving when I walk. I start tremoring. My vision gets blurry. Light really starts to affect me, bright lights. I start getting super anxious. After 2 weeks, I talked to a psychiatrist again. She's like, oh, yeah, stop taking it. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you shouldn't be taking it if that's happening. Anyways, I found out what happened was I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Then I took a pill, and I was one of the rare few people that this pill induces Parkinsonism in, which is pretty much you just get the symptoms of Parkinson's disease for 2 weeks.
Oh.
So I had the symptoms of... and. Not even for 2 weeks, as long as you take the pill, and after you take the pill, it can stick around. So I induced the symptoms of Parkinson's disease in myself for the last couple weeks while trying to get healthy. And let me tell you, Parkinson's disease is no fun. I have a lot of new perspective on bipolar.
I don't know. Michael
It
J.
looks
Fox
fun.
looks like he's having a
Yeah.
hell of a time.
I have a lot of new
I
perspective.
thought they just look really excited all the time.
Yeah.
I have a new perspective on how bad bipolar disorder is, because bipolar disorder I thought was bad, having it for 30 whatever years or however long, I don't know, whenever it kicked into my teens.
Yeah.
Turns out having Parkinson's and bipolar disorder is worse.
Right. And were you like, when you were trying to...
Yeah, tremoring
and everything?
Yeah. Taking I could take care of my kid. Like mentally I was okay, but I'd go move my arm would go like
Oh, fuck.
just slow. And I literally had the Joe Biden walk, where my arms were like gated, didn't move when I walked, because he has clearly has Parkinson's.
Right. Yo, he's cancer now.
Well, yeah, he's got a few things going on. R.I.P. Joe very soon.
R.I.P. Joe. Yeah.
I reckon he's going to live for another 20 years.
No,
They'll
just
keep
his
him
head,
alive.
though. They'll put his head
Yeah.
in a freezer, and he'll like give a speech every Christmas.
What are you doing?
Welcome to year 12 of fascism. I am the cause. Should have stepped down. Yeah, Joe, back in the fucking freezer.
Like the head from Heart Attack. Do you remember
Yeah,
Heart Attack? But
I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah,
You
it's
said
some
it to be
kids'
nice.
TV show. And
Heart
they had
Attack.
Heart Attack.
I was a bit old when it came out, I think.
Right, yeah. But the so how long did the symptoms? They're gone now, though. You're all good.
No. I'm taking a new pill.
I've just shit myself.
No, I'm taking a new pill now, and the new pill is the pill. I can already tell. First
Yeah.
day, I could tell. It works really quick. I woke up. I felt like a normal person for the first time in my adult life. I'm like, thank you, pill. That's been every. Do you know how annoying it is? You think I've walked by thousands of pharmacies. I've been like
Your
10
cure was
feet
just-
from the solution
Yeah.
to all of these issues the whole time, and just like it's just been right there.
Yeah.
And no. Last night, you get restlessness, I guess, with this. I don't know if the Parkinson's is this thing I have is restlessness now. Although I'm sitting still right now, which is good.
Yeah.
But when the new pill starts to wear off at night, I realized last night I still have the restlessness. So I was at a gig and I just couldn't sit still. I had to leave the room because I just go like, I start moving weird.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like
I'm
ray gun.
I checked on ChatGPT, and luckily it goes away usually within weeks or months.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
nothing
good.
worse than when it says that.
Usually, but some people it just sticks around forever.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is a really good therapist, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just so affirming.
Yeah. Like, because
Yeah.
you can tell him anything, and he'll reassure
Yeah,
you.
if you tell him though,
Be
if-
like,
if
I
he's
just
like a
murdered
real
someone.
therapist though, if you tell I'm having thoughts, will they call someone?
That's
No.
what.
No?
No, they won't.
Have you guys had?
So they won't snitch
They
on you.
won't snitch because I said like I fucked around with him. I was like ChatGPT, I've just murdered someone. Like, what do I do? Like,
Yeah.
just try. And then I was like, okay, now I'm in court. Are there any like clever jokes that I could make to
Yeah.
make the jury kind of like me?
Like it, yeah.
During the court, and he's like, "Oh, it's not a good idea making jokes." And I'm like, "No, but I really want to make a joke." And he's like, "Okay, well, you could try that." Like, he just like tried to give examples and stuff. It's very fun.
What did it say when you told? That you
Will it
killed
tell you
someone?
how to help kill someone?
It said that's very serious, Hamish. You should turn
Yeah.
yourself into the authorities. And I was like, I don't want to.
No.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah.
Have you guys had therapy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Mm.
Since as a kid, like 10.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never, not that young. I think I did see one that young, but it was
Me
like when
too,
my,
yeah.
but it was like, yeah, just a couple of sessions. But yes, as an adult, I got one. But he's back in Australia. I've had a couple of like Zoom ones with him, but like since I've been here. But it's like, yeah, it seems like a nightmare getting a psychologist here.
Yeah.
Oh, I can
unless
tell
you're
you how to
private.
get one if you want one.
Yeah?
If you'll pay.
I don't want to pay.
You want it for free?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'd be fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Over the NHS,
Minimal effort.
you get like CBT over the phone where they say, how are you? I haven't even done it, but my friends have, and it's just like they're just like, how are you feeling on 1 to 10 today? And you'll be like 6, and they go, do you want to feel better? I say yeah, and they say, you like swimming, right? And you go, yeah. And then they go, you should try swimming. That might get you to 8.
Yeah,
and
try and
that's
swim as far across the channel as
With
you
your
can.
clothes
France.
on.
yeah.
where they
Rocks in
kind
your
of give a
pockets.
fuck about people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done. I remember when I was a kid, my parents got divorced, and they sent me to art therapy because
Because it was your fault.
it was my fault. Yeah,
And you just
it was
kept
my punishment.
You kept drawing pictures of the family and ripping them in half.
I wish I'd fucked with them a bit more and drawn like just pictures of my dad holding me in a slightly sexual way.
Yeah.
Art therapy is so patronizing.
Yeah.
I think. I guess it depends on how old were you?
10.
10, exactly. It's like, listen, I can actually talk about what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not a caveman.
Yeah,
Like, I know what I'm. You know what I mean? I can communicate with words. But
What
it was so-
what color represents how you're feeling?
Exactly. Yeah.
Everyone I'm surrounded by constantly fucking hates each other.
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
that maybe make life weird?
Yeah. but it's-
blue.
Yeah. But because it was so transparent, and I knew what they were doing.
Your parents are trans.
My dad's trans. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what caused the divorce.
Yeah.
But but it's just like, oh, draw like this thing, and it was even as a kid, I knew what they were trying to get me to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Draw your mother and draw your father, and you're like, right, okay, I'll draw my mother with a halo over her head, and then my dad's
With
got
a-
horns and he's stabbing a dog in the face. You know what I mean? Th're trying to see what you're.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
say, what do you think your dad? Be like, I think my dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on my mom's side. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We can cut. Can you take the pens away?
Right. Yes. yeah. You're stabbing yourself with the fucking pen. But I went to like a children's psychiatric hospital, like institution for a few months.
Yeah, you and
Yeah.
Jimmy Savile.
The Jimmy Savile,
That
yeah.
was where he'd
He didn't
vacation.
fix it at all. He made it worse. But
How old were you?
when I went into the children's thing, 9, 10, I was in there for a few months.
Fuck.
It was like a
Was it fun?
psychiatric
Was it
hospital.
like? Did you feel like you were at Hogwarts?
It was a little bit like Hogwarts, like a very,
Yeah.
very sad Hogwarts. There was another kid who was a mute. He didn't speak. And then there was another kid.
Oh, he just didn't like you.
Did he
He
use?
just didn't like
Did
me.
he
Yeah, it's
used
good
to speak?
I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. I didn't get to talk to him that much.
Okay, yeah, that makes
I,
sense. I guess it's hard.
I did ask him that, and he just looked at me like this, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
It's
all
hard
right.
to get
So
to
how long
know.
you not been talking?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he did
And then he
sign
talks,
language.
and you're like, "Gotcha, motherfucker."
What, he try to communicate with his hands? Or?
He was just very.
He
We
was
used to
very
watch
handsy.
movies together.
Yeah, I guess
And
that's a good activity for a mute. Yeah,
To watch a movie.
yeah.
Yeah. You're always trying to trick him into speaking, you know?
Yeah.
And there was another kid who, he would have, if you started, like, punching him, he would have been like, hey, stop punching me in the face. You know what I
Sure.
mean? He wouldn't have been like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you weren't that good of a friend to punch
no, I
him
wasn't
in
that
the
good of a
face.
friend, no. I wasn't
Yeah,
that
yeah.
curious. And there was another guy, older guy called Lorcan, I think his name was.
Lorcan.
Yeah, and they wouldn't let him, we used to go, like, swimming and stuff. They wouldn't let him go swimming because he tried to drown himself.
Sounds like
One
an
time.
X-Men.
Listen, yeah, you don't get to swim anymore.
You don't get to swim.
If anything, you can wash your feet.
Yeah.
That's about it, buddy.
No,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
swimming, no rope swings.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
The activities are quite limited to like spoons.
Yeah, padded
Yeah,
rooms and straight jackets.
Yeah, no showers, nothing water based. But yeah, so he wasn't allowed to go swimming because he tried to drown himself. And I think there was only like 4 of us in the entire building. It was a very odd experience. And then
Yeah, art therapy does rely on the idea that you draw your feelings.
mm,
And it's like, what if I just draw to escape my feelings?
yeah, exactly. Don't be
Don't ruin
don't
art
ruin
for me.
art for me.
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
cunts.
Yeah.
But they also, I just played. Did you ever play this game? It's like a computer game where you like build a like an amusement park. Do you know this game?
Oh yeah, roller coaster tycoon.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
No, I didn't play that.
You just basically build like
Okay. It's a
great game.
an amusement park. It's great. I think I did that 90% of the time I was in there just playing Roller Coaster Tycoon.
That sounds sick.
yeah.
And when you did they medicate you at
Yeah.
age 9?
Oh,
They ask you
heavily.
to create
That's
your brain
insane.
as a roller
What a
coaster.
crazy thing
They'd
to
sneak up
medi-
behind me with a rag and just fucking.
To medicate a 9-year-old is so crazy because
Yeah.
it's like clearly at 9 the problem is your parents. You know, like I'm not
Yeah.
shitting on your parents. I'm
No,
sure
please
they might
shouldn't
be
have, yeah.
great people, but
yeah,
like
they're good. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
It was
it's
either
them.
either
Yeah.
their
It's like
genetics
it's
or
not-
Yeah, everything genetics. But I think anxiety is what was the big thing. Separation anxiety. I couldn't not if I didn't see my mom for like 10 seconds, I'd be like, where is she? Is she dead? You know what I mean?
From
Same
the
with everything.
divorce, you mean?
From the divorce, yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't go
okay.
to school for I kind
How
of
long were you breastfed for?
what? Oh, too long. I think. Yeah, too long. Yeah,
He still sucks on.
Yeah,
it.
that's why you keep going back to Ireland.
Yeah, I've got a wedding.
every Christmas he gets another run at it.
Yeah. I actually have this run
Flop out the old girl
Yeah.
for one more.
The old girls.
Take her out. Take
Yeah.
it out.
But
I need what I need.
So what would you? I remember last time I was talking to you. You were saying you were like, taking Adderall and stuff, do you?
Yeah, I take that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Is
What-
that
how does
for
that-
the ADHD pills.
self-medication, or is that you get that prescribed?
Right now it's self-medication, but within a month I'll have a prescription.
Nice.
I just start. It helps me focus.
Yeah, I want to try it.
But if you're bipolar, the psychiatrists are very hesitant to give it to you because they're worried it'll tip you into mania. But I've been doing my own experiments, and when I had Parkinson's, I took it, and it didn't tip me into mania. So I thought, you know what? I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I'm still taking it. And you know what? The psychiatrist would not be happy if she knew that.
Fuck them.
What
Whatever.
do
But
they know?
what does she know? She's like, we need to take this slow. You need to slow down. I'm like, yeah, lady. I don't know if you know what the economy's like, but not everyone makes £200 for 20 minutes of chatting. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you can make £1,000 a day, but I need to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Some of us are working.
yeah,
But
in
Does it help with
bedrooms.
writing comedy? Like when you take
No. It just means I can do what I want to do. It means I don't procrastinate constantly. So it does help in terms of if I have the intention to try to write comedy, I'll write comedy.
Nice.
Whereas that's very new for me, because I used to think I'm someone that can only write on stage, but actually what that was I was so uncomfortable I couldn't sit with myself. This isn't very funny, but I just couldn't like sit with myself and
Yeah, I still
be.
can't do that.
I couldn't be.
Yeah.
So then I couldn't ponder things just on my own. I need to be moving all the time to avoid the feelings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas now I feel like, fingers crossed, I've got a cocktail of pills where I can hopefully do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And but don't worry, guys. The heat I had in my career, I burned all of that on the way down. So now I have to try to build the heat back up.
Starting today.
Starting fucking today.
Yeah, no. I
if
wish.
there's anyone who listens to this podcast and runs a better podcast,
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to think who could possibly get.
I saw you- I just saw
this is
you
a great chat. Actually, I'm being facetious. I'm having a great time.
Most people listening to this are mentally ill.
Yeah,
well,
degree,
listen. Listen.
Well,
I'm
we
your
love this.
bread and
Yeah.
butter, baby.
Right.
I'm also single. Let's keep that in
Let's
mind.
keep that in
That's
mind.
divorced, and it was not my idea.
Oh,
No, how long have you been divorced?
2 years.
Right.
But it's all gravy. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it's not. I'm like fun in doses.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like
And you're on the right
PCP.
Nice.
I think you can have a good time with me. It's a risk, but like nobody should see me every day for 10 years.
And eventually, you just have to quit completely.
Yes,
And
yes.
just-
Yeah,
And
you're
then I
like
never
alcohol.
again.
It's just like yeah.
I am, yeah. And then
Yeah.
I move on to the next person who thinks I'm a great idea.
yeah. Nice.
So how are you going about trying to, meet people now or
Well, like
whatever?
women.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's not to sound like the thing is, if I even talk about that, I don't know if you have things in comedy.
Yeah.
If I right now start telling you how I meet women, you just sound like a fucking scummy cunt.
Yeah.
Not that like it's not like it's
Yeah, yeah.
not. There's nothing aspirational about it. It's like, well,
Right.
I just wait for someone to smile at me, and then if they smile slightly longer than is socially acceptable, I think that person might have sex with me. Perhaps
Yes.
I'll talk to them. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just smiling at
You can tell he doesn't smile much.
I don't smile much at all.
You're smiling, right? You laugh. You
yeah,
just-
yeah.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I can laugh, but I don't smile.
Yeah. I don't. I do this.
Yeah,
That's my smile.
I once booked,
It's a grimace.
It's a grimace. Yeah.
I once booked a soup ad, Knorr soup. It's a powdered soup, and it was it's important for the
so
story.
funny.
It's important for the story, and I don't know how to act. I can act now, but I couldn't act. I was 20 years old. I didn't go to acting school or anything. So it's first audition I ever did. I booked it. I'm like, fuck, great, cool. I guess acting's easy, and I'm a star.
Yeah.
So first day of filming, they're just tell me to make faces. I'm in a library. I'm making faces. The directors love it. Second day of film is the important day. It's the product shot. That's the whole commercial hinges. This is when TV commercials were fucking a big deal too, like 20 years ago. The whole thing hinges upon the product shot. At the end, you drink the soup, you look happy. Therefore, the soup has made you happy, right?
That's the part you struggle with.
However,
snorting
I
it.
can't
Yeah.
smile. So
Right.
I drink the soup and I smile and I go. And they'd go, okay, we're going to have to do that again.
Yeah.
6 hours later, they're like, yeah, we got it. This commercial never aired.
Oh wow.
Just because you couldn't do the happy face.
Yeah, because I can't fucking smile. Also,
Did they get a new actor for it? Did you
I
see
don't, I
that?
don't know.
Yeah.
It was supposed to air in South America, and I was going to be Soup Man in South America, all across Knorr, the faces of Knorr soup. And then had this fear. I did have this genuine fear that the soup would somehow be poisoned, and that my face would be the face of like a poisoned soup in like these impoverished countries. And then one time I'd go there on vacation, they'd say, "Soup Man, you killed my son, Soup Man."
So you dodged a bullet there, I
Yeah.
guess.
I did. I would have. Well, I wouldn't have dodged. I would have been sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It would be so funny if that ad aired and then you were famous in South America for being the face of a soup campaign
Yeah,
or something.
I know.
Yeah.
That was the point of my
That's
story.
the
I just said that. Yes. Thank you.
But and then did you even get like paid because of this?
Yeah,
or
they
was
paid
it-
me. They used to
Yeah.
get paid.
You still get paid, yeah. I'd love to see the outtakes from that. Just you trying to smile.
Also,
and
I had an ingrown toenail. I looked like a homeless person who saw stumble on a set. I had an ingrown
Yeah.
toenail, and I just was like, "Hey guys, we're gonna take a break. My toe's bleeding," and I'd ripped my. Sometimes I just rip my nails off. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And my toe was just gushing out blood through the sock, and they were looking at me like, "What the fuck is happening? Who have we cast?" And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Listen, we've all made mistakes here.
Did
You've
they not
made a
ask you
mistake."
to smile during the audition? No,
No, they never did.
Well, that's
That's on
their-
them. That's on
they're
them.
fucking dumb.
It's the key
Right.
moment.
did you ever
I guess-
do? Huh?
I guess it's easy to think anyone can smile.
Yeah.
I thought for a second they said the chemo moment. I was like, it's the chemo moment.
No.
That's
Schmidt-
the moment. Well, it is kind of the chemo moment. The moment where everyone realizes this sucks.
Right. Yeah. But have you done any other ads for like shit like that, or
Have I?
is that a one and done?
I think I did a sex toy. The voice in a sex toy. Oh, this was fun because I've lived here for so long. People back home, especially because once in a while you do a big thing. people back home think your career is going better than it is, which is great. I'm all for propagating that idea.
Oh yeah, I'm big
So
time.
I'll go back and be like, yeah, things are great. Yeah. Could I borrow 20 pounds?
Yeah.
But I hadn't done any work back home in a while because when I go back, I just gonna hang out with my family. And I did this sex toy ad for Canadian radio here. That was my line in it was, "I love vibrating toys."
That was
And
great.
then, so I just had to sit in the booth
Sit on it.
for hours. Well, I
just had
just
to sit on it.
I just had to sit on a giant vibrating toy and say it.
Yeah.
No, but I had to sit and say, "I love vibrating toys. I love vibrate." I did that for hours, and then I had this image of like a big triumphant return home, but actually my return home was people turning on the radio and going, "Is Bobby into vibrating toys now?"
Right. Yeah. You say that sentence in another context, and you're like, say that again.
Yeah. I love vibrating toys. They should say more casual, because that's what a voiceover edition. A voiceover edition is like people's idea of it, where they just say, "I love vibrating toys." And they go, "Can you maybe feel it more?" Like, "I love vibrating toys."
Yeah.
What if you just thought of it? "I love vibrating toys."
Yeah.
No,
Say it
sarcastic.
like you're on your deathbed, and it's the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
thing
yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
I love
vibrating
vibrating toys.
That's perfect, actually.
What?
I think that's the one they should have used.
Yeah, me deathbed vibrating toys.
Yeah.
Sexy.
I've got some sex toys over there that I invested in.
But I feel like we
Yeah.
are we're the kind of people who are very open, and you are the kind of person whose crazy is more hidden.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I definitely.
So what's
I
your
get
fucking
glimpses of it,
thing
though.
then?
my thing?
Do you implode? Are you an eater? What's your look? You're a big guy. What's your
Just look, you're a big guy.
what's your fucking?
Yeah,
What's your
definitely.
deal, man?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, anxiety definitely is.
Because we've met, and I've always thought cool guy, steady dude. You're an editor, so you're clearly more organized than most comedians, or more like together.
Yeah, and I think in some ways, but yeah, I definitely struggle with anxiety for sure, and self-medicate with like weed. So I'm constantly like,
Or medicate, baby.
huh?
Or just medicate. You're medicating with weed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't need a
If
doctor.
it works,
but,
it works.
Yeah.
Well, it does and it doesn't, because it's like when you do it too much, it stops
Sure.
working.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't really do it anymore. So,
Right.
but yeah, I don't know. I get.
What
like,
makes you anxious? Is it work? Or is it life?
it can be anything can kind of trigger it, and it'll be like something small will happen that'll just snowball into like complete paranoia, where I'm unable to function.
I'm the same. Yeah.
Yeah, just like completely. But I'll stay there for like a week. Like I don't have panic attacks.
I mean, I can really relate to that. Yeah.
But I'll get to like a 9 out of 10 anxiety. And
yeah,
then just
yeah,
stay
yeah.
there.
That's fucking.
And it'll be
horrible.
and when I look back at what I was worried about, it'll be something so
Just
dumb.
nothing.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
it'll be like something like the other day, there was the neighbor's dog got in our backyard and took a shit, and I accidentally stepped in it.
Okay.
And I was furious, and so I went and like wiped my foot on their front doorstep, like out of
Okay,
spite.
that's a good
That's
move.
good.
And then I was like,
Assertive.
and then I started being paranoid, like, wait, that's kind of like I just have this little kernel of thought, like, that's kind of like vandalism to do that.
Right.
And then I start panicking, like it just slowly builds up.
I vandalized their property. I vandalized their property.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna slip and die.
what if there was a camera?
I'm going to go to prison.
Exactly,
I'm going to get raped in prison.
And I start
Then I'm going to
thinking
find out that
of
I'm
the
gay.
absolute worst case scenario that
Then
could
I'm gonna
possibly
fuck
happen.
Rob.
Exactly.
Then I'm gonna
That's
realize-
the worst outcome.
Then I'm gonna realize we're just friends, but like
Yeah.
it's complicated because we fucked now. And how do we get back to that friendship we had?
Exactly.
How do we rekindle the podcast chemistry after we've fucked? And
Yeah.
it's a vicious circle.
No, I get
yeah,
it.
It's
Yeah.
just, but just anything like that can set it off.
You've
So
never
it's like,
taken the pills.
No.
He gets some pills off me
Because
sometimes.
I do, like, sometimes just if I'm not
He
sleeping.
dips into my little
Like,
stash.
what you got?
I dip in-
Diazepam?
Yeah.
Benzos.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
benzos.
Yeah.
But benzos are dangerous, man. They
Oh,
are
yeah.
Oh, I know.
addictive.
I've
I got
seen-
them 2 months ago, and I took them very carefully because I
Yeah.
don't want to get addicted to benzos. That's the last thing I need
Yeah.
in my life. I've already got Parkinson's. I don't need I didn't need a benzo addiction, but they are like oxy for the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know I could feel this good.
Yeah. Yeah. I took
It's
one this morning because I didn't sleep last night. I woke up.
Why
was just
why
like-
wouldn't you take one when you couldn't sleep?
I did. I just took one last night as well, because we had a big fight with our housemate last night.
Okay.
So I was all like, "Ugh."
Family drama.
And, family drama, yeah. It's just like, brings me back to my childhood, like, you know. And
get that.
I took some, and then took some again this morning, because I was just like, I didn't sleep, so my anxiety's like high, and then I'm just like, fucking, yeah, it's bad.
But did they give you a label? Did you ever get a label?
Oh yeah, I've OCD and
Okay.
yeah, and just
Not the cleaning kind.
not the cleaning kind, no.
Just the
but
thinking.
physically I'm very clean. Like, you might not. You could.
I'm the same way.
Eat
Listen,
your dinner
look,
off
I'm
my
the same
asshole,
way.
like, that's-
I'm teasing you. You know, I tease.
Yeah.
I've teased you about a few times. It's because I have the same.
Comes from a place, yeah.
It
yeah.
comes from self-hatred.
Right. Yeah. But no, like, this is. But this, I think this is a very good. It's like a physical manifestation of the inside of my mind.
That's how I always feel about
This
my
is
room,
ordered
too.
chaos. Everything's chaos, but I know where everything is.
Yeah,
You know what
I know.
I know where the flare gun is.
Yeah.
I know where the rape whistle is. I know where my samurai sword is. I know where everything
It's
is.
all in your ass.
It's all in my arse.
Yeah.
You got to keep it all on your person. But yeah, we had a fight with our so we have a housemate downstairs.
The one you mentioned at the beginning of the
Yes,
podcast.
and he's a 60-year-old man. He shits on the toilet seat. It's a whole thing.
Shits on the toilet seat.
On the seat of the toilet.
Okay, well, yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah.
That's a
No.
reasonable thing
Yeah.
to say. Could you please not do that thing?
Yeah.
But he
And at
keeps doing
first
his thing. It's his
he
favorite
was
thing to
like-
do.
At
Yeah.
first he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll clean that up."
Yeah.
And now he's just become obstinate. He's like, "Not my problem, man. I didn't use the toilet." Like, he's losing his mind, and I think he's forgetting. I think the first thing he forgot with dementia was how to use a toilet.
Yeah.
So he has. You think he has dementia?
It's creeping in.
It's creeping in. Yeah.
It's creeping in
Is-
slowly.
Does he?
Because he thinks because so basically I.
But you said he's an ex-alcoholic. Do you think he's secretly up to something?
No, he's a current alcoholic.
Oh,
the
I
other
see.
guy is an ex.
Oh, I
Yeah, yeah.
see.
And
Just this house
Sometimes
is
you
a
can get
circus.
alcohol-induced dementia. That's the thing.
oh, for sure, that's what he's getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he thinks that I have tapped his phone. He thinks I've tapped his phone because I know.
Okay.
Because but I don't need to because he has such loud phone conversations because he's deaf, and he lives right below me, so I can hear what he's saying.
But you have to share a toilet with him.
I have to share a toilet with him.
Yeah.
That is not ideal.
Because he's like he talks about having like no
money.
rent, not being able to afford rent.
On the phone. And you
Yeah.
could,
Well, he tells the landlord, and the landlord tells us because the landlord hates him and is trying to get rid of him. So then we know he can't pay rent. So when we get in fights with him, we're like, "When are you gonna pay rent, you fucking stupid cunt?" And then he's
Yeah.
like, "You tap my phone," or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we found his threads, his Instagram threads,
is
and
he
he's
good?
like
Is he-
talking to not underage girls, but like 18-year-old bots, like that he thinks are real women.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
he's like, "Oh, your bra would look better off on my floor." So last night when we got in a fight with him, we were like, "Yeah, you're a fucking pervert. You're talking to 18-year-olds."
I wish I hadn't let that slip because we wanted to catch a predator.
We wanted to do like a bit of a teacup.
I think if
you
we
know?
leave it a bit, I think we can still do it.
You
Yeah.
could definitely still honey trap him.
Oh yeah,
Because
we're
he
gonna-
was like,
I've got
"How
it.
do you guys? Yeah, you took my phone." And we were
Yeah.
just like, "No, we just know what you're up to." And then he said he was going to call the police because he thought,
He accused me of
we're
being on
gonna-
steroids.
he accused him of being on steroids.
Well, if you are,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's not the right ones.
not the right one. But
Look at me. I'm wearing. Look at these shoes. I look ridiculous.
oh, nice.
They're really comfy though.
Yeah.
I bought them on Vinted. Sometimes I'll just do impulse purchases of really colorful things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get them and I'm like, I look fucking insane.
Yeah.
I can't pull off color. Everything's muted.
I think
know
you
what I mean?
could pull off color. You're just
Yeah.
afraid of it.
I'm just afraid I need to
Yeah.
let it in. Yeah, that's
But
true.
you got
Yeah,
the
I need
cool. You got the cool like juxtaposition going of like gay hard dude.
Yeah, I'm hard constantly.
Yeah.
But the with Chris, and then like it's gone to a point like with the shit thing. Like it started with me being nice to him about the shit, and on the top I'm like, dude, please don't do this anymore. And now it's gotten to a point where he's continued to do it for 6 months, and now I've when I clean it off, I I get the tissue, clean it off, and then I leave it on his bedroom door.
Okay. Well, that is. Yeah.
It's getting
It's a tough.
dirty.
It's a. How is the? You should. If you call the landlord and say we're going to move out if he doesn't move out.
Well,
Oh
we're
no,
on
the landlord wants him out.
Yeah.
The landlord hates him too.
But we're threatening to not pay rent until he kicks him out.
I think actually have you took photos of the shit on the toilet?
I've got
a
like
whole
a dossier.
gallery.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you have a reason. I think
No one has any.
You have a reason probably to get money back on your rent.
Oh no, for sure. No,
Like I think there's a legitimate channel. Not to turn this into a
Oh no,
citizens'
believe
advice.
me.
But I think there's legitimate channels you can get money back on your rent if they're not providing you a toilet to shit in.
No,
it's not covered in shit.
There's many things we get. All the paint in here is lead and it's peeling off the walls. Like we can do
Got
many
lead
things,
poisoning, you probably
but
have
it's
lead
more that
poisoning,
we don't
so-
have many options of where else to go.
It's cheap.
And also,
It's all illegal, by the way. We don't.
the thing is, if he
Yeah.
tried to kick him out, then he could just go to the council and
I
do that
see.
stuff as well. You know what I mean? Which would
I
fuck
don't.
us all over.
He's probably not smart enough.
Yeah.
They might not
Is-
believe him.
Yeah, I don't know, but like with the shitting thing the other day, I said to him, I was like, "Chris, if it happens again, I am going to shit on your bedroom floor," and he was like, "Yeah, if you do that, I'm going to shit on you."
Okay, well, this all again the shit war.
Yeah, it's the shit war.
It's
the
bad to be in a
shit-pocalypse.
shit war.
Yeah. So now he's threatening to shit on me physically.
What if? Okay, this sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
what if you just accept that he shits on the toilet seat? So you have cheap rent. This man's crazy.
Yeah.
And the landlord is scum, but you need to live in this squat to exist.
It's not even because I could
What
put
if-
up with that now, but it's he also now he picks fights.
Okay.
Like so, last night I was out the back and he comes out and he sticks his head out and he goes, ah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just took his head out and went, "Wah."
And then I go, what? And he goes, oh, sorry, I thought it was Ed. He thought it was the other guy.
Ugh.
And I was like, he's like, yeah, never mind. Like he was so pissed off that he made a friendly face at me.
Yeah.
Like he was so annoyed. And then he started on me when I come in.
and
He goes,
do you share a kitchen with him also?
yeah.
That's tough, man. I hate living with anyone that I hate. It's a horrible. It really.
It sucks.
You don't want to go home. You don't
Yeah.
want to like. It can. Even though it's just a roommate, it's not like whatever. Because people like when you get divorced, people are like, oh my god, you get divorced. Like people really, and it's like I'm okay, she's okay, everything's fine. But like that period where you actually live with someone where you don't want to live with them anymore is fucking shit.
Yeah.
The not living with them is okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the period where you have to fucking this is the worst. And it doesn't even matter if it's a spouse. It really sucks the joy out of fucking everything.
Oh,
really
yeah.
does,
We try to, when I hear him downstairs, I just don't go downstairs because I just don't want to.
Yeah, so you go in your kitchen.
Yeah. And then last night he was like, "You guys are," because we were sitting on the stairs just basically shouting at him, and he was like, "You guys are losers," and we were like, "We're losers." You're like, "You're fucking 60. You live by yourself. You shit everywhere. You're fucking losing your mind." Like he's like, I think he had referred to having a family at some point. He's like,
Yeah, he
well,
keeps his thing is like, at least I used to have a family. At least I'm a has been. That's his big.
Yeah, but you guys aren't even old enough. That's as if it's an insult to you. You
Exactly.
guys will have families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have something. Like
Yeah.
obviously. But like that's not an insult
He's
to you.
the closest thing I have to family right
Yeah.
now.
That's when you were like last night. He said to you,
I'll be your surrogate cousin. I can do that for you. You can call me cousin. We can talk every 3 months.
Nice.
You can try to fuck me once and we won't tell anyone.
I'll be down. Yeah, yeah.
Last night he was like, "Why don't you go get a therapist?" And then Hamish was like, "You are my therapist. This is." You were like,
Oh yeah, and he keeps implying that he thinks I'm gay. He's like, I don't think you know what side of the fence you're on, if you know what I mean. So I started
I do like him.
I started-
It's hard for me because the more you tell me about him, the more I'm like, I wouldn't want to live here, but I get it.
So I started being like, well, why are you trying to fuck me? You keep coming out in like your sexy little outfits and stuff. Like I just started like going with that.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he gets very uncomfortable with that. So that's my new tactic is just kill him
kind
with
of
kindness.
imply that there's sexual tension between the two of you.
yeah. You know how much I love shit.
Yeah. But man, I got into a thing online with okay, so yesterday the other day I put this thing up on Instagram about this interaction that I had with two friends of mine that are Jews from Israel, and they're very pro-Israel. And
I saw this video.
that video. Yes.
Tell me what was the point again, though?
So the point was that
So we're ending on Israel.
so we're ending on Israel. Yeah.
Okay.
And so he goes. So the thing was basically that they said that we were debating it, and I was like, yeah, there's fucking like 50,000 people dead more or whatever. What's going on? And then my Jewish friends were like, you can't believe that death toll. It's exaggerated. It's inflated. Or whatever. And then I was like, oh, where have I heard that before? The Holocaust, obviously, the Holocaust deniers or whatever. So I was like, oh, it's ironic that you're now saying that or whatever. So I put that up, and
and I'm sure people responded.
people, yeah, it was, people responded nicely to it.
And
to say
lost
the
their
least.
mind.
People lost their mind. So this guy,
That's a good point. I hadn't heard that point actually, and it's
No?
very succinct.
that's a good point. It's controversial. I'm not going to be doing it at top secret, I'd say. But
You're not gonna, yeah, you would. Well, saying it live is its own.
yeah.
You can't hide from the people after you say it.
No.
Like I'm actually,
Yeah.
we're actually comedians. We're actually
Right.
kind of cowardly people.
I think
like,
you could do that on stage. though.
I've tried on stage and it used to
I-
do really well, and then it petered off, and now I've almost ruined shows.
It's hard to
because
make jokes about an active genocide that's happening.
yeah.
Like people aren't like, let's find the humor in this subject.
Yeah.
No,
It's
guys,
like-
trust me. I'm gonna find the humor in this.
This active.
Give me it's
This-
new material.
You know, since I've been on stage, a kid has been droned in the face, and I think we should all be laughing about it. Haha.
If we don't laugh, then it's all for nothing.
If the people who sold the weapons for the kid to be droned in the face don't laugh,
yeah.
it's all for nothing.
Yeah, then our we're paying taxes for nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this guy, he messaged me, and he's just like this old, like, so this is him here. So he messaged me going, "You're a savage Jew hater, nothing more. We killed these savages, and we're not stopping for your Irish ass. I think you fight for the Nazis, and since a fat ass like you is saying we're Nazis, then Irish are Jews, and I love it." So this is the guy here. He's this Jewish guy. And beside him is Douglas Murray. Do you know who Douglas Murray
I
is?
do know who Douglas Murray is.
Yeah. So Douglas Murray is like a conservative. Like, I get what would you
The one
say?
thing I always think about Douglas Murray is, I'll say this: Douglas Murray hates Muslims,
Right.
but Muslims hate Douglas Murray because he's gay.
Yeah.
I think that's an even exchange.
Yeah.
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 You know,
That's
like,
just-
let's not. Now, I don't agree with most of what Douglas Murray says, but I kind of think let the homophobes hate the gay guy and let the gay guy hate
Yeah.
the homophobes.
Yeah.
Fight. You can all fight.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Two wrongs make a right, I guess. In this
Guy for a guy.
guy for
Guy
a
for a
guy.
guy.
So I just responded to him going, "What does Douglas Murray's cock taste like?" And then he goes, he obviously went through all of my messages, all my like videos and stuff on Instagram. And he's like, "I don't know, you're the homo. At least he looks like a human being, and his husband was stunning. You're
human
nothing but."
being?
He goes, "You're nothing but a savage." And then I go,
Jesus Christ.
"Yeah." And then
The
I go
word
to him,
savage is so like old school genocide term.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
dude, it gets
Jesus.
so much worse.
Just the dehumanizing language. Like, I'm not even. It's creeping into our culture is so uncomfortable.
Yeah. As soon, yeah. So I go, his husband was stunning, and then I go, I was like, that's pretty gay of you to say. That's what
Yeah.
I said to him, and then he goes, "Yeah, he's a gay man, you homo. You're gay." And he's the best-selling famous author.
Wait.
You saw what?
He's having a lot of cognitive dissonance here. He's like, yeah. he's gay. It's okay, you fucking homo.
Oh, he hasn't. So he goes,
Yeah.
he's a gay man, you homo. You're gay. And he's the best-selling famous author. You suck so much cock, it's making you dumber and fatter than you already are. Holy shit. You didn't know he was gay. That must be the inbreeding. Haha, you're a savage. By the way, your comedy sucks. Faggots are usually hysterical.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Can't believe
I-
he waited till the end to say. Like, he waited so long.
He waited very long, and then he
Jesus
goes.
Christ.
He said, "I go. Well, you said his husband's stunning, so you must be gay." And then he goes, "I did, and he is." Looking at him and you, there's a big contrast. And then I just sent like this emoji thing. That's just a dolphin saying,
Oh, this is messages.
That
I
you're
thought it
gay.
was comments.
"No,
This
no,
is sexting. They're sexting.
Yeah.
we're sexing." It
This
did
is
get
their
sexual.
foreplay.
Yeah, I should have just sent him a picture of my dick. In fairness, and then
No,
he goes,
that's illegal. Don't do it.
"Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah."
Luckily, you can call someone a savage.
you can call
That's
someone
fine.
a savage, but you can't
Send
So
a
then
dick.
I said maybe. I go, "You're gay," and he goes, "Maybe I am, but I'm not a savage Jew hater. I like cock as much as the next guy."
Well,
Yeah, and it's just so bizarre.
what an everyman gay statement. You know, I like cock as much as the next guy. Well, the next guy doesn't like cock. It's like a 1 in 10 thing.
Yeah,
1 in 10
yeah,
guys
yeah.
likes cock. Maybe I don't know the stats, but close.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're in Hamas, you couldn't really say that. You're like, "Hey, I like cock as much as the next guy." Well,
Well,
the
no,
next
they
guy
do.
doesn't like
They don't
cock,
like it at all.
So they don't like it at
No,
all.
but that's how much he likes it.
Well, that's
It
what
must
he
be.
hates it.
It must be tough, because even in Hamas, you know, like even though Hamas is a very homophobic regime, they'll chuck some gay people off buildings, but there's got to be gay guys in Hamas.
Definitely.
And they just gotta like change their voice, keep their head down. They just want to kill some infidels,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and
yeah.
fight for freedom. And-
Yeah.
blow their fucking colleagues when no one's around. That's gotta be a tough life. Being
I
I would
gay.
love to see like an effeminate Hamas like giving like a speech.
Okay,
We're gonna
guys, come
stop
on.
Israel.
Stop Israel. Come on. Okay.
You know who I always feel bad for is the guy that gets put in. Not actually feel bad for. Like, I don't want this to get taken out of context, but the guy who gets put in charge, the new leader of Hamas. You know how like every 3 months there's a new leader of Hamas?
Oh yeah, who's taking that job?
Yeah, I'd be like, listen, no, actually, I think I'm good being the deputy treasurer.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I don't have leadership ambition.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're getting assassinated within like a week.
Yeah.
Israel's killing you in like a week. You'll be like, why? What a terrible job to get. That is
I
the
know,
most
yeah.
dangerous job in the world.
Yeah, and then there's almost like no point in killing them because they kill one of them and then it's just like 5 minutes later, like, well, we got another one.
Yeah.
We got another one, and
Whack-a-mole.
there's another one to replace him, so there's no point.
A lot of people with leadership capability in that organization.
Yes. Yeah. But so then this is where I made the mistake. I got serious then when I should have kept it light.
Okay.
Because he kept calling me a Jew hater, and I was like, I've got Jewish friends, you dum-dum. I don't hate Jews. And then he goes, every Jew hater always brings out the Jewish friend. Fuck you and your AIDS. That's what he said.
I really
Yeah.
respect him.
It could be Chris downstairs, now that I think of it. But he goes, I'm sure that Clint joke, if Hamas dead and the Holocaust made them laugh and laugh. Put down the cock, wear a condom, and don't do meth, faggot. So I go,
Jesus Christ.
and then I just go, so are you gay? And then he goes, let's keep it with you, savage. And I go, please respond when your English is better. I can barely understand what you're saying. And then he goes, a fag, an English scholar, and a fatso. Brilliant. And then I go, enough.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say walk into a bar.
Walk into a bar.
Is listen, he's just like, listen, you're a comedian. I'm a guy who likes
Yeah.
cock as much as the next guy. Let me tell you a
Let's
joke
bounce
to
some
end this
bits.
off.
And then I go
Let's
to him.
workshop a joke.
So he goes, a fag, an English scholar, and a fatso. Brilliant. And I go, enough about Douglas Murray. And then he goes, I'm not sure, you're broke and boring, just like your comedy. And then I go, it's okay, bro, just come out of the closet. And then he goes, okay, I'm out. What next, savage?
Oh, he wants to fuck so bad.
Yeah. And he
No,
goes,
but he might. The thing is, we're thinking along these lines of like homophobia now.
Yeah.
But it's like these people just dehumanize. Like if you're pro a genocide,
mm-hmm.
it's like they just dehumanize. It's just
You're a
dehuman-
savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You.
You're the actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're a savage.
so then he calls me a savage, and then I go like, 50 plus thousand dead people. I think that's savage.
So you got serious.
I got serious.
I can't believe you brought up the Holocaust.
I brought up the.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
go,
I'm gonna go.
What
What I said to Hamish, what's your crazy? He's like, nothing. What Holocaust? Hamish's beliefs have
It does
come
get
through.
bad. I mean, I'll stop reading these out if you want me to, but I keep going.
I
It
just
gets
like the
pretty-
idea that we leave and you keep reading them.
It's just me
We're
with the
outta
camera
here.
just reading them out.
Yeah.
So he goes, and then he goes, oh, I go 50,000. Now that's after he goes, oh, were they all poets and engineers, not one bad guy? Don't go there. You have the brain stamina. Why don't you go and fuck a 10-year-old boy? Thank God you won't procreate. And then I go, why aren't you fighting in the war? Also, why would I harm an innocent child? That's the IDF's job. And then,
Wait, but imagine you did, and you did. Imagine you were the first one to impregnate a boy child.
I was just
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
yeah. And you're like, God damn it!
Yeah.
It's a
What
pity
luck.
it happened under
This
these
is-
circumstances, but
Yeah.
This is
I've a scientific pedophilic miracle. Pedophiles can now make more kids with kids. This is so dangerous. Oh no, they can create their victims. It's just
Yeah.
like a Congo fucking human
Yeah.
chain of misery.
if men could
It's
get
a
each other
babushka
pregnant,
fuck doll.
huh?
Babushka fuck doll.
Babushka
If
fuck
men
yeah.
could get each other pregnant, imagine men could only birth men and women could only birth women. There'd be so many more men.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're not
Because
pussies
we'd
about
fuck.
it.
Well, we just fuck each other.
Right.
If men took, think of like the world's the same as it is now.
Yeah.
But to procreate, men had to fuck men and women had to fuck women. That's the only way to procreate.
Oh, there'd be a lot more. Yeah,
There'd be
a lot more.
way more men.
Yeah.
we'd
for
really
sure.
we'd keep the human race going, but then there'd be like 8 women, and it'd be a horrible world.
Yeah.
Or great worlds, depending on which side of the fence you're on.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what side of the fence you're
I know
on.
it's the fence you're on. And then he goes, I'm not fighting because I'm 60. I did my share. My boys are over there now. And don't worry, we will kill your heroes. Tell your Jewish friends. And then about me being like, oh, that's the IDF's job. I go, come on, that was a pretty good one. And then he goes, no, it was. If it was funny, I would give it to you. But it was not funny like that. That's not funny. No, sorry. If it was funny, I would give it to you. Not in the ass, the way you like it. That's not funny. And then I said, why are you thinking about touching little boys? And he goes, hold on, Savage. I'm not talking about touching little boys. I mean, don't go there.
This is...
Will I stop?
No. How much longer does it go on for, though?
We're almost at the end. But it does...
What's the last message?
It gets very nasty.
Okay, what's the very last message?
He goes... I say something really nasty, and then he goes, oh, Savage, okay, you go low, we're going to go high.
I like that now he's taking the high road.
He's taking the high road.
He's finally, just after calling you a bunch of slurs.
Yeah.
And
that's,
a savage.
That road is closed.
He's like, I'm now going to take the high road.
Yeah, the road is closed to Gaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, there's a blockade.
Yeah, there's a blockade in front of the high rise.
And then I just said, yeah, you go high with rockets. And then he blocked me. But there's about 10 messages in between those two things where it gets very messy. But I think I'll stop reading them out because maybe...
No, I think it's a perfect end to the episode.
If I keep reading them out?
Yeah, you should read them out.
Will I read the rest
Just read the rest out, and we'll just sit here in silence.
Okay. Because it gets dark. Where is it? Okay, so the Jurassic Park music playing over.
And then you read No, you have to read.
Okay,
read the messages.
I'm gonna read. Hold on. He goes, I heard the IDF is raping prisoners, so maybe your sons are doing some gay stuff as well. None of that is true. But savage Jew haters with Jewish friends always bring up the same thing. No wonder the British held on to you dummies for so long. And then I said, whatever helps you sleep at night, bozo. And he said, I sleep fine, fairy boy. I have children, grandchildren. I'm in the home of my forefathers. I'm defending against jihad. I'm not some inbred homo with divorced, fucked up family who will die.
He knows a lot about
He knows a lot about me with a shitty podcast. Fucked up family who will
He listens to your podcast.
He listens to the podcast. He goes, I listen to all 56 episodes of your podcast.
I just want you to know, if you're listening right now, I have no problem with you. And I think you have taken the high road. Please don't come for me. I am a coward.
I'm worried a missile's going to hit our house any minute now. I'm not some inbred homo with divorced, fucked up family who will die alone. Good night, savage. And I say, yeah, I probably will die alone, like your son's in Gaza.
That was good.
Yeah, and then he goes, I go, how does it feel knowing that your sons are raping Palestinian men in prison? And then he goes, they're not doing that. They're married. He goes, they're married. They're married.
My sons would do a lot of things. They'd drone a kid in the face. They'd beat a prisoner to death with the butt of a gun, but they would not commit infidelity.
Absolutely not. And then he goes, they're married, savage, legacy, family, sucking cock and saying to your Jewish friends, this is what they're going to say at your funeral. Here lies Rob, sucked a lot of cock, died alone, a good friend and a good uncle. And I go, hey, listen, you're married and you still sucked off Douglas Murray, so that means nothing. And he goes, maybe I did, but at least I sucked off accomplished authors, not some fucked up who knows what you taste. Look at you, you're a mess. And I go, authors? So you've blown more than one man? And he goes, I have to go. I have my grandkids coming over.
I like that he gets
to blow them.
Yeah, it's like blow
this.
them up. But he goes, you just sit there and watch porn alone and miserable.
He really loves the podcast. He knows so much about you.
He listens to... He at least went back and listened to a bunch of fucking clips. At least be funny with Jewish friends and sucking cock. That's like an hour of good material, fatso. And I went, you're a fat fuck as well. And I went, make sure you tell your grandkids that their fathers are raping Palestinian men and killing children. They'll be so proud. And then he goes, oh, savage, you go low, we go high. Night, night. And then I said, yeah, you go high with rockets. And then he blocked me.
Nice.
So that was my evening. It started off as like a light-hearted thing. And then I was on the tube getting a gig and I was just like angry. And I'm like, I should never have entertained this conversation with this guy.
Fights on the internet. are a good use of our time, and
A very good use of our time.
Yeah.
And
Has there been?
Huh?
I was going to ask, has there been any develop with the chicken wire guy that you?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
when I first met you, you had just shot that video with the chicken wire guy.
Yeah,
Is
so
he still?
for subtext, I made a video where a guy trolled me online for 10 years, and then I drove 150 miles, and he trolled me with the word chicken wire, and then I drove 150 miles to shout chicken wire at him after 10 years of being trolled, and I did that. No, but his face was in the New York Post, and that made me really happy.
Nice.
And then he sent me a message. He sent me a message apologizing for trolling me and apologizing for chicken wire. But he did tell me, and similar to you, I think what happened, he told me that that day I lost a fan.
Right.
And I think today you've lost a fan.
I lost a fan.
So we can bond over this. I know how it
Oh,
feels.
wait,
to
he's not a
lose
fan anymore?
He's not a fan anymore because of me shouting the word chicken wire at him. He thought he was going to lose his job. But he wasn't. He didn't. He was an assistant manager at EE after working there for 20 years, and it's like, buddy,
Fuck, assistant.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to help you manage this? He's still 20
What's
years
the EE
experience.
store?
EE is a phone thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
They sell phones.
What was the relevance of the chicken wire?
That is the mystery of the video that people would always ask, what is chicken wire? And I still, to this day, I don't know.
And would he comment it underneath all your?
It was because he was at a gig. He was at a gig, and he shouted chicken wire, and I said what? And then him and his friends just kept. Him and his family actually kept shouting chicken wire, and just ruined the show by shouting chicken wire. So that was it, and then it was a 10-year saga, but I won.
Fuck yeah.
I was the
10-year
alpha.
war.
I was the alpha, and he was the beta, and he found out.
How did it end up in the New York Post? Did the video
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Viral or something?
It did. Yeah, people watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I wouldn't feel an ounce of remorse if he lost his job.
Yeah.
Or wife or kids or anything.
I didn't want him to lose his job, but I did want him to know that he should keep his fucking head down.
Yeah. For the rest of his life.
And he's learned a lesson. His local paper published the video. And then they took it down, and then a few days later put it back up, and it blurred his face. So clearly he was like, "Can you please blur my face? I have to live in this town."
Fuck.
Because he lives in Dudley.
How did you find him?
Well, I got so lucky. I just Googled him because he uses his real name on Facebook. It's a Facebook fan page. That's how fucking long it's been happening.
Right.
And I found him. I found his LinkedIn. It said he worked at EE in Dudley, and there was 4 EEs in Dudley. I drove to the one that looked the biggest in a mall, and I just got lucky. And he could have easily been in the back, but I walked by with my cameraman. And he just happened to be on the shop floor sitting down.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's right there. And we went in, and I just shouted, chicken wire, chicken wire, chicken wire, chicken wire. I win, you lose. He laughed in the moment. He was laughing so hard he could recognize that it was funny.
Yeah.
He just didn't like the embarrassment of it. But I didn't embellish anything. I just said he said the word chicken wire to me. So I said the word chicken wire to him. It was quite silly.
Yeah,
do you know what I
there's
mean? Like, people did think, oh, that guy's kind of an asshole for trolling you. But he trolled me with the word chicken wire. It was all light.
Yeah.
But he then made it this heavy thing. And it's like, no, we just had a little tit for tat going.
Yeah.
And I won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, it'd be like if you end up shitting on the floor and then you stop shitting on the seat.
Yeah.
Then you win.
Yeah. Or if I don't know how I can win with this.
I don't know.
Who won that exchange, do you think?
Neither person.
No, we both are losers.
Yeah.
We both lost. There's no winners.
I would say I'm on your side morally, but I don't know if you won the argument.
No, I think he successfully got under my skin.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go there and say those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing about debating. I think debating is overrated.
Yeah,
Whenever they're like, oh, well, he won the debate. I'm like, that still doesn't mean he's right. It just means he's better at words.
Exactly.
Like, it's all bullshit. Like, I couldn't beat Douglas Mair in a debate, but that doesn't mean I think he's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, Douglas Murray's a fucking spastic, to use an outdated term.
Well, I got to get out of here. And
yeah.
This has been fun.
This has been fun. Bobby, thanks very much for coming on. I appreciate it, man.
Hamish.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yo, folks, that was Bobby Mair. Go follow Bobby on Instagram. His Instagram's in the show notes. Please rate the podcast on Spotify or whatever platform you're listening on. Subscribe to the YouTube, all of that jizz and jazz. Sign up to the Patreon, €3.50 a month. It's great. Extra episodes. It's a great way to support the podcast. I'd love you forever if you did that. As always, just tell people about the podcast. Spread the word. Let's make this thing big. Let's make it like monkeypox. We want it to spread amongst the gay community. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you next week. I love you very much. Thanks for listening. Bye, bye, bye.